Hi everybody, Charlene here. Welcome to my channel. I've decided to go and do this to kind of bring awareness to others that may be kind of going through similar stuff, or just sharing my life experiences for my memory, and so that I can remember everything that's been going on to date in my life. So here it goes.
How old were you when you knew something wasn't right?
I was 19 years old.
What were your symptoms?
I was standing up, I was talking to my father, and all of a sudden my hands, my legs went completely numb. I had almost what feels like electric shock going down my back, and I got really dizzy, and I was out on the ground.
Did the doctors do anything at the time for you?
No, the doctors at the ER doctor at Surrey Memorial Hospital at the time took one look at me. I was presenting with slurred speech and everything else, and this is just after my fall, same day. The doctor looked at me and said, "It sounds like it could be MS, but you're way too young to get it."
How was your work life?
Whew. Well, my work life was kind of bumpy, I guess you can say. I could still work. I could still do my job. I was efficient or fairly efficient at it. However, my speech would go slurred, and I'd often get accused of being intoxicated.
Can you tell me about your experiences in life leading up to your diagnosis?
I had over the course of, I guess from 19 till when I was diagnosed, I had periods of time where I couldn't walk, I couldn't talk, I couldn't grab things, I couldn't hold things, I couldn't write. I'd drop and break things all the time, just because my hands would go numb. Or I'd have to stop in the grocery store and grab onto something or sit down in the aisle because I couldn't stand. And my speech would go slurred all the time, quite often.
When were you diagnosed?
I was diagnosed finally at the age of 33.
How did you tell your children?
Whew. Well, let's see. When I was finally diagnosed at 33, I ended up going to, I'll tell you the story about it. I ended up going into the hospital with head pressure, not a normal headache. The only thing I can describe it is just pressure. I went into the ER, and this was probably, I don't know, maybe my 200th time of going into an ER with head pressure. I was talking to the doctor, and my speech went completely slurred. The ER doctor did not like what he was seeing, so he went and got the neurologist. Finally, it took going to Burnaby Hospital to get listened to, and I was very, very thankful for the ER doctor. He went and got the neurologist. Neurologist came in, didn't like what he was seeing or hearing, and sent me in for a CAT scan the next day. I think I had 3 CAT scans that day because he didn't like what he was seeing, and he wanted to make sure. Then after that, he chose to send me for MRIs. So I think in a period of a month, I had about 5 MRIs. And I couldn't understand how come they were sending me for so much, but I knew that there must be a reason. Well, the neurologist, the reason is he was seeing something that kind of made him pause of, how am I walking today? How am I in there today? I had so many lesions, or I call them bright ideas, but so many lesions on my brain that, and the placement where they were, it was a miracle that I was walking and being able to kind of live life. And then he turned around, and he then called me into his office. This is a few days later, and my mom and I were there, and my dad, and we were there, and the neurologist went and told me that I have multiple sclerosis. He figured relapsing, remitting, and, I have MS. I was relieved. I was so incredibly relieved because finally I knew what was wrong. I knew that it wasn't just nothing. Throughout the years, I had been told by doctors that it was all in my head, and it's funny because MS really does affect your brain, your head. I just wish I would have been listened to. So when it came to telling my children that day, I I can remember being in the office and kind of going, how on earth am I going to tell them? I have 3 beautiful children. Like, how am I going to do that? And I can remember saying to my mom and my dad, like, I don't want to go home right now. Let's just go out and eat. I have to like absorb what I've just been told. I have to figure out and think about, what am I going to say to them? How am I going to answer this? It was kind of funny because we went to Boston Pizza in Burnaby, and there was a waiter on staff, and we had just sat at our table. We hadn't been talking about what was going on or my diagnosis or anything like that. I don't even know that we had placed our order. And this waiter came up to me and he goes, I feel the need to talk to you right now. And I, okay, like, are you taking my order? And actually he just turned around and he kept on saying, no, I something in me is telling me that I need to talk to you. And he turned around and he started saying, my sister has MS. And he started telling me the story about his sister. And that just blew my mind away because, number one, we've just walked in the door. The hostess sat us down at the table. And all of a sudden, this guy that's going to be our waiter walks up out of the blue and just says that to me. After that, I knew, for some reason, I knew it was going to be okay and I'd be able to tell my children. So when I went home, I told them the best way that I could.
Have you taken any medication?
Ooh, I have. I've taken Copaxone. There's going to be some people out there that love Copaxone, or it helps them. I guess, like, symptom-wise, it helped me for the first 2 years. However, there was a drawback with that. It made my teeth incredibly brittle. I, right now, don't have a whole lot of teeth in certain areas of my mouth because of being on the medication. I mean, that's the only thing I can attribute it to, because I had no problems before that. So currently not on any meds.
How's life been since you've been diagnosed?
Life has been great. I mean, just after I was diagnosed, it was funny. I lived in Vancouver at the time, or Burnaby at the time, and it was, I don't know, maybe a week or 2 weeks before the MS walk. And I can remember signing up for the walk, going. I had some of my friends there, and one of my friends turned around and said to me, I don't think that you should do this walk. And it's around the seawall, and I opted to go for the longer walk. I had a lot more energy and stuff back then. And I said, well, why not? And she goes, well, you have MS. And I turned around and I'm like, well, yeah, I have MS, but I can walk today. Like, I'm going to walk. And she's like, well, I don't think that you should, because you have MS. And I turned around and I said, yeah, I have MS. MS does not have me, and I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. So I've tried to live my life with, I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. You fast forward years, and I met my soulmate, and he is fantastic. When I met him, it was it was funny. It was hilarious actually on when we first met, because I told him that I have MS, and he's like, "Oh, I gotta go." And the next day he came back to my house at the time, and he turned around, he goes, "Okay, I'm in it. Let's do this." So my life has been pretty good. Thank you.